So obviously I've asked the question multiple times before, like, when is the Xbox Series X actually going to take off? When is it going to go do something that, we haven't seen before? I think that that's really something that people are kind of curious about. And what I mean by that is, so far, only PlayStation 5 and their first-party studios have done a good job of putting out, PlayStation 5 exclusive content and things like that. Doing things like ray tracing, and it does look like Xbox will have games in the next few years. But how come in the meantime they're not utilizing the feature set that the Xbox Series X supposedly has? We were told it was capable of doing all these different types of things, and it could do, per dealer gaming, it could do 40 to 50 second time. Better frame rates plus better ray tracing, but Microsoft's not even putting in ray tracing in their games. If you look at Forza Horizon 5, there's ray tracing in the Vista, so when you look at the game, like basically picture mode, but in-game none, and we haven't heard anything about Halo Infinite in terms of being able to play with some kind of ray tracing. Originally it was going to be ray tracing, and then they were going to patch it in later. I mean, is that still the case? I don't think we know just yet. But, it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays out. And at the same time, Xbox and PlayStation are seemingly going in completely different directions. Now, that could be looked at as either a good thing or a bad thing. For me personally, I like the way that Sony's doing things. They're kind of stuck to doing something that, I think that they've kind of enjoyed doing. I like the way that they've kind of gone about things and kind of very interestingly kind of went about things. But things can change, and obviously we could see a situation where Sony is buying more studios and trying to ramp up their exclusive output and stuff like that, which I think is really a good situation for us gamers as well. Listen, I'm very excited about the future of the console. I think Xbox will be fine in a handful of years as well. We'll have to wait to see. But this is very good news, and I wanted to jump into it. What's up, everybody? Slap that like button. Give it a slap-a-roo. It's me, Crap Gaming, with another video. What's up, you babies and all you he says we're gonna go ahead and make here you slap that like button and then make sure you pay attention, and while you're at it, super chat me, and then while you're at it, let me talk about how great Xbox is and how it can't be beat and how they're doing everything amazing. But hey, I'm not going to point out they've not released a single first party game this year, because that would be bad for business. But we could get into this situation right now. This I thought was tremendous. So Spider-Man Miles Morales was already a fantastic game, and I think Insomniac Games, just a brilliant studio, right? Let's just be honest. They are a brilliant studio, and I feel like they've done just a tremendous job of getting games out. Spider-Man 2018, Miles Morales 2020, Ratchet and Clank 2021. I mean, the way that they're able to do that. But now they've actually put a new patch that makes ray tracing even better, enhanced in performance ray tracing mode. Insomniac Games has done a very good job of supporting its PlayStation 5 games post-launch, with Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales treated to a new performance mode and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart to take advantage of 120Hz TVs. The Burbank-based team has now returned to the second tale in its web-slinging saga, pushing patch 1.10 live to help improve ray tracing when the performance ray tracing graphics mode is selected. The game can be downloaded right now. Or the update can, excuse me. The game can as well. If you haven't played it yet, it's pretty damn good. The patch note itself reads, improvements to ray traced reflections, quality in the performance, ray tracing graphics mode. Patch 1.10 for Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales also fixes motion blur on certain pedestrians and contains a range of general stability improvements and fixes. The patch notes are as followed. Let's see. Global stability fixes and performance improvements. Improvements to ray trace reflections quality in the performance ray tracing graphics mode. Fix for an issue with motion blur on certain pedestrians. And, I think that sounds incredible, the way that they've been able to kind of go out there and putting in this kind of work. I think they really became one of the top studios that's going on. So I think that that's a fantastic thing. This wasn't the only good news of the day either. They actually had some pretty fantastic news coming from the way of the leaked Ghost of Tsushima situation. So this was a very interesting bit of information, because it had leaked that there would be a new expansion or standalone, and that's kind of mixed truth. But instead, we're getting a Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, and it arrives on PlayStation 5 and PS4 on August 20th. explored the brand new Ikey Island plus PS5 specific enhancements like DualSense controller, haptic feedback, Japanese lip sync, and more. This is what they said. What a year it's been. As we approach the 1-year anniversary of Ghost of Tsushima, we are so grateful for the outpouring of love you've sent us since launch. It means so much to see how Jin's story has resonated with all of you, and we feel incredibly lucky to have such dedicated and supportive fans. We've thought a lot about how to expand Jin's story, and we've also spent the last year poring over all of your feedback about how we can improve the experience of Ghost of Tsushima. We've been hard at work on a brand new edition of the game, which not only includes a new chapter in Jin's journey, but also some updates that are in direct response to some of the community's most requested features. We're happy to announce that on August 20th, we'll be releasing Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut on both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 consoles. This new edition comes packed with not only the original game and every piece of additional content we've sold to date, but a brand new adventure for Jin's alongside a bunch of new features that we're excited to reveal. Ikey Island. If you're a history buff, you may know that in addition to Tsushima, the neighboring island of Ikey was also invaded during this time period. Today we're excited to reveal that a whole new chapter in Jin's story is coming and will take place on Ikey. In this new story, Jin travels to the island to investigate rumors of a Mongol presence, but soon he finds himself caught up in events with deeply personal stakes that will force him to relive some traumatic events of his past. We'll have more to share about the story soon, but today we can confirm, beyond the new story and new characters, this new island also features a ton of new content, including brand new environments to explore, new armor for Jin as well as his horse, new minigames, new techniques, new enemy types, and much more. There are even new animals to pet. On both platforms, Director's Cut will also feature new trophies to unlock for the new Ikey content. And it's got a lot of PS5 features as well. Apparently, you're going to be able to get the Ghost of Tsushima stuff. They wanted to work on it, which Japanese lip sync. The PS5's ability to render cinematics in real time. Cutscenes in Ghost of Tsushima on Ikey Island on PS5 will now offer lip sync for Japanese voiceover, and they're happy to confirm that Ghost of Tsushima Legends and the new Ikey Island expansion will all take advantage of haptic feedback, adaptive triggers in the director's cuts, and there's enhancements on 3D audio on PS5 as well as drastically improved load times, 4K resolution options, and frame rates at 60 frames. So that's all really good news. I think it sounds really incredible. You're going to be able to also transfer your progress, which is good, and there's also other updates as well. Anyone who already owns Ghost of Tsushima will be able to download a patch containing some new updates. Once again, many of these updates are directly thanks to the constant stream of feedback that they've been providing. All players will receive a patch with some new accessibility options for alternate controller layouts, as well as an option to enable target lock-on during combat. And for the person who tweets at us all the time asking for an option to hide your quiver during gameplay, yes, that'll be added too. Ghost of Tsushima Legends fans will also be releasing some new updates, including a new mode that they're going to be talking about as well. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut will launch on August 20th for $69.99 on PS5, $59.99 on PS4. You'll be able to pre-order it digitally, but also, that's not all. If you already own it, you can pre-order an upgrade to the Director's Cut on PS4 for $19.99. The upgrade will become available starting on August 20th. If you bought the Director's Cut on PS4, you'll be able to upgrade to the Director's Cut on PS5 for $9.99. You can also upgrade directly from original Ghost of Tsushima PS4 to Director's Cut on PS5 for $29.99. So basically, you get this huge expansion for $29.99. So I'm sure we're going to be hearing about it a lot more in the future. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that all kind of plays out. And I also want to see if, you know, kind of what's going on with games like this. You know, like a lot of people probably are going to be a little bit annoyed at the possibility of having to pay for you know, for $30 for this, but I think, you know, the content's going to be well worth it. You know, obviously they've done a really good job doing a lot of work on it, and you know, developers deserve to be paid for what they're doing. So I do hope that they continue to be paid, and you know, if the update warrants it, I think that's even better. You know, I stood pretty firm that you know, that we're going to keep on seeing you know, a lot of these types of things and updates along the way, and I think that's going to be critical to keeping gamers happy. You have to keep a lot of you know, you have to keep a lot of people kind of interested and giving them a lot of new content and things like that. I think that that's going to be the critical factor going forward. Like, I think that Xbox in general is going to be doing a good job for everybody, you know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in a few years. But right now, it seems like Sony is all over them in terms of content. But I would love to hear what you guys think about both of these things. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up. Slap that like button. Crapgamer out.